We love it when our viewers get passionate about our segments. On Monday morning, we discuss pole dancing lessons for 3-year-olds as a form of sport and fitness. Well, our chat room exploded with responses from you at home.
There were some who considered pole dancing to be blatantly sexual, but overwhelmingly you saw it as a great way for all ages to build your core, flexibility and strength. Many likened pole dancing to gymnastics or yoga or acrobatics, even the world-famous Cirque du Soleil. So it included tributes for Australia's Got Talent semi-finalist Matty Shields.
So we've decided to find out more about this fitness revolution. We're joined now by pole dance and pole fitness instructor Melissa Bexon and the current men's international pole dance champion Duncan West. Good morning to you both. I'm going to start with you, Melissa. You teach pole dancing to girls as young as 14.
That's correct.
So how does that work?
Well, at Pole Perfect Dance Studio, we have an array of classes. So you can do a pole fitness class or a pure pole class that we like to call it, where it involves basically just working on the pole, working on your strength and your core strength.
But when it comes to kids, they have to get parental permission.
Definitely. We have a girl who's 14 and her mother came along to have a look and see what we did there and if it was suitable. She had a dance background in jazz and tap and ballet and wanted to add more to her repertoire.
Okay, now Melissa, classes focus on core strength and conditioning, which your partner Rachel here is going to demonstrate for us. Where does the sexual element come in? Because this wouldn't be a new argument that you're hearing from us today. You would hear that all of the time.
Yes, you would.
Wow.
As I said, at Pole Perfect, we focus on pole moves. We do have dance classes, and we like to base it on dance. So we have a lot of jazz moves as well. Our girls do a course of 10 weeks that involves learning a choreographed routine that has pole moves and also dance as well.
It's amazing.
All right, so you're saying that the sexual element comes in more from the dance moves than from the pole itself?
It would depend on what sort of dance moves you were putting in there. We like to keep it really jazzy and really fun.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks jazzy and it looks fun.
It
So
is
Duncan,
fun.
let's bring you in here. Tell us about the Pole Dance World Championships. What level do you train at to stay on top of that game? How often are you on this?
I don't actually train pole dancing itself an awful lot. I tend to train in the circus element, which is known as Chinese pole. And I'll do that maybe 3 times a week, as well as acro, hand balancing, and a few other things. Yeah, this is me at the Asia Pacific Championships last year.
Whoa! How'd you do that?
That's amazing. Well, show us here what you'd recommend for some starter moves, maybe for youngsters wanting to get involved.
Yep.
Yeah.
So generally we're just going to start with something basic like a climb, and it's always about safety. So we teach cat climb fairly early on.
This is Chinese?
This is, yes. Normally our pole doesn't spin.
Right.
Then we'd have a few rest positions like this.
Yeah.
This is a very sort of classic one.
Yeah.
You can also lock your hips, and this is where you catch a lot of the drops and somersaults.
See, I get it that
in
this is fitness
position.
and sport because I'm not finding this sexual at all.
And I'm really glad about that.
I'm a little offended, but all right.
That's
and
amazing.
As your body weight goes further out, generally speaking, things get a little bit harder.
This is all about the core too.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Melissa, you and Rachel, you've entered. There's like pairs competition. So could you show us how a pairs competition may work? Because you 3rd place last year in your first professional competition.
That's right.
Okay. So this is more advanced stuff that you're about to do here as a couple, right?
You can really see, Kylie, the fitness level involved here. Oh, that's extreme.
I feel like we're commentating at the Olympics.
A little
Sandy.
bit. A little bit.
That looks like an 8, an 8.2.
Isn't it
What would you
amazing?
give that?
I'd give that a lot. Fantastic, guys.
That's great.
Thank you.
So we can see, like, that is a valid argument that this is a, extreme sport that requires amazing strength and coordination.
Okay, but the argument from the UK was children as young as 4 doing it. Now, do you offer classes for 4-year-olds?
We don't offer classes for 4-year-olds. We haven't actually had anybody come in and ask for a 4-year-old to do pole dancing.
Yeah.
But I think if they were wanting children's classes, then we could always offer a child.
And would you tailor-make that, though, so that it wasn't
definitely.
that... Yeah.
You wouldn't be
that's
putting
the point.
4-year-olds in with adults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Melissa, Rachel and Duncan, thank you very much for your time and your showing us your stuff today. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
And we've just heard from Tom Saunders at the Weather Channel. Turns out hell has frozen over.
That was Larry quoting an earlier comment of mine that I could not do that, or unless hell froze over.